Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel and the series, The Perception Outlaw 11.5, Brought to Justice. In episode 1, we did away with the formalities of getting to know the kayak and going over its features. Now I think it's time for a modification montage.
I'm sure I gotta go further, but that's my boy right there. Yeah, one more. Yeah. It would be 100%. Let's do it. Boom. Perfection. Alright. Homie's getting ahead of me. How much? Nice.
That should be plenty.
It's tight. Cool. Perfect. Showing for LEDs there, there, and there. I think 4 is enough.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's perfect.
You need to glue those.
No.
Choose easy. Choose Smile. Get started for free at SmileDirectClub.com.
Happy hour just got happier at IHOP.
Perfect.
With a menu starting at $6.
Boom. So what exactly did we accomplish here? Let's take a look. All right. Here is the kayak post mods. So let's get into this. The first modification is the hatches. We got one right up front there, one right in front of the seat, and one in the rear. Now, we've got 2 different hatches on this kayak. This front one, which is made by a company called LEDE, is just an access hatch. There's no semi-dry bag in there or anything. This one here is made by a company called Harmony, which does a lot of the accessories for Perception. And this one does have a semi-dry bag in it. So here's the thing with these 2 hatches. This one, the LEDE, that's just an access hatch, no dry bag or semi-dry bag, $16. The Harmony hatch here, $36. And all you get for that extra 20 bucks is a semi-dry bag that's not actually going to keep your stuff dry. These are the only 2 choices. Why? Because it's a 5-inch hatch. It's not a standard 4 or 6 or 8. And you definitely don't want a 4 because they're pretty much useless even for access. But this is a 5-inch hatch, and those are the only 2 that I could find. And the reason you can't go with a 6-inch hatch is like, for instance, here, if you went with a 6-inch, the lip would overlap the water channel there to get to those scuppers, and it would just look terrible with an overlap right there. So you pretty much have to use the 5s. And like this one here, you could do a 6 and the lip would go over the recess. But I definitely wouldn't put one here because you have the same thing with the water channels. It would just look terrible. The next thing we're going to look at are the cable glands here and here. Those are obviously for the sonar. This goes directly down to the transducer. And like I said, we'll get into that a little heavier in an upcoming video. We installed the mount for the sonar itself. And you'll just be able to plug everything straight in as you go. We've got a voltage meter there. It shows you exactly what the status of the battery is back there. Right here we have a pad eye, and the idea of that is to take this handle here like yay, and it becomes a stand-up assist. You really don't need much help getting up in this thing since the seat is so high, but it is helpful just to have both your feet's bearings as you're standing up on the thing initially. Here we have our control switch plate, which controls the first one is the sonar unit itself. The second one is the lighting, the deck lighting, which is not an obnoxious amount of light. It's pretty much just enough to make it to where you can tie knots and whatnot first thing in the morning or later in the afternoon. And the third switch actually doesn't do anything right now. We just decided to put it in for A, aesthetic purposes. B, he's probably going to end up putting a camera or two on this, and occasionally with GoPros you have to power cycle them, so it's a good idea to have them on a switch because otherwise they're relatively, well, not really easy to reach. But here is the battery box itself. It's pretty simple. It just plugs in via SAE cable. Box is fully waterproof. SAE cable comes out and just plugs into the side of the kayak right there. And that's waterproof as well. So it's a pretty simple startup procedure with this thing electrically. And that is pretty much it. That's everything that we've done to this kayak, I think. In episode 3, we're going to be diving a little deeper as we get into some more complicated modifications on my kayak. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. Thanks for joining us on this one, and we will see you on the next.